Hey, my name is CJ Dickenson. I am the pastor of Relevant Church. My life growing up was very dysfunctional, to say the least. We had about 50 pit bull dogs, and every day after school from about the third grade on up, my job was to take care of these dogs every single day. The earliest memories I have of, with my dad and mom fighting very violently. My dad's drug addiction just kind of took off. Dad was just strung out all the time, going for weeks at a time. Things really escalated. I was a very bad asthmatic, so I was sick all the time. We were living in this little single wide trailer with one bedroom without any electricity. Things finally got normal about my 6th grade year when my parents got a divorce. My mom had just got a new home, a new double wide trailer. My sister was just born. I had a 3-month-old sister. And one day when my mother was coming back home from work, she got killed by a drunk driver. Ran the stop sign, and my mom's brand new Kia Sophia T-boned him, and it killed her instantly. Seatbelt malfunctioned and severed her heart and her lung. That day that she died, we happened to be fighting all day, and that's kind of a burden that I've had to live with for the last 18, 19 years. After that, life got crazy again. I myself got into drugs. Started smoking pot when I was about 13. Started doing methamphetamines when I was 16. I was taking care of a wife and a son by the time I was 17, and by the time I was 20, 21, life had just really kind of collapsed in on me. I had turned into the very person that I probably despised the most at that time. I was full of hate, I was full of anger, I was full of rage, I had a drug addiction. And there was a period of time in there where like 2 or 3 months, just everything just kept on falling apart. It's like I couldn't get a break for anything. I couldn't get any breathing room. It's just like something just kept on collapsing in on me. First, what happened is I got locked up for an assault charge. And then when the cops came to arrest me, I had marijuana in my pocket. So there's another drug charge on the way to jail. I spent a couple days in jail, was able to get a vehicle sold, bailed out of jail. I lost my job. And then about 2 weeks later, my house gets broken into. And it's just like life was just collapsing all around me. I was very suicidal. I was very angry. I was angry probably even at God, even though my thoughts weren't really on God at that time. My thoughts were on me. Every time I touch something, it just crumbles on me. It just falls apart. I was a very broken, shattered, fragmented person. I wondered, how did I ever get to the place where I was? I was a broken person. When I looked in the mirror, I couldn't even recognize the person that I used to be. And I was at the place in my life where I was either fixing to end it all, or I was going to lose it all to God. I chose the latter. And it came while I was sitting in jail. And I remember getting down on my knees in a jail cell, and I said, God, I just completely screwed up my life. If there's any way that you can help me, Lord, where else am I going to turn? I was kind of like Peter. Where else am I going to go? You have the words of life. And so I was just there. I was desperate. I was at a place where I needed some delivering. And it's funny, when I turned my life over to Jesus Christ, it was like when I started following Jesus, things just began to drop off in my life. He delivered me from drugs. He delivered me from alcoholism. He delivered me from really the anger and the rage. And He has made my life whole again. When I gave my life over to Jesus, I had so much wrong in my life. I didn't know where to start. It was desolate, kind of like this place. There was just trash and junk and just broken things all over the place. And so when you come from a background like mine and you give your life to the Lord, it's like you know that He saves you, He knows that He forgives you, but where do you start in just cleaning up all the junk? Where do you clean up the mess in your life? When I look in the Bible, where I see Jesus the most? I see Him with the hurting. I see Him with the nobodies. The shameful thing is that today, you don't see a whole lot of churches really doing that anymore. You don't see the church being the hands and the feet. You don't see them restoring and breaking into people's lives and being intentional about getting into somebody's life that is just a wreck. When I look at Jesus, I see Him sitting down with the prostitutes, the tax collectors, the sinners. In fact, the only people that I really see him being harsh with was the Pharisees, the religious crowd. So if the Lord, the King of glory, God himself, becoming part of us, putting on our poverty and our brokenness, shouldn't we do the same? And that's really the vision behind Relevant Church. It's for those that are hurting, for those that need healing, and even for those that are whole. Listen, if you are hurting, you need to come be a part of us. All right, God is doing a work in our church right now, and I believe that He may just use us as an instrument that will help you find healing in your life. If you're whole, listen, we're still a church for you. If you're tired of coming in and seeing a show every Sunday, talking to people that are nice and pretty and have everything all together, if you're tired of that, if you really want to experience Jesus at work in your life, you need to come, because there are hurting people that need you. They need you to invade their life much like God does with us. My name is CJ Dickenson. I'm the pastor of Relevant Church. We meet at Wright's Barbecue at 8336 Biloxi Drive in Tyler. If you're hurting, we're going to help you find healing. If you're in the process of healing, we're going to help you find wholeness. If you're already whole, we're going to put you to work and get you involved in some people's lives that are hurting. We get started at 10:30 on Sunday mornings. I want to invite you to come out and be a part of this.